Hello, I'm Wendy Holden and I'm a consultant rheumatologist and medical advisor to Arthritis Action. If you have arthritis and pain, it's important to know when you need to pace your activities so that your pain doesn't get worse and so that you can function as well as possible. The word pacing has several different meanings, but when we speak about pacing and arthritis, we generally mean a couple of linked things. Firstly, pacing is about learning how to divide up our daily energy so that we don't do too much in one day. Secondly, pacing is about dividing our daily jobs into chunks so that we don't spend too much time doing the same thing. If we are feeling well or we're having a good day, it's easy to overdo our activities because we want to catch up on everything that we feel needs doing, or even because we're just enjoying ourselves too much and lose track of time. If we do too much, then our body may protest later by giving us more pain, or we will feel exhausted later and not be able to do much the next day. This is called boom and bust, or the boom and bust cycle. If we're constantly stuck in a boom and bust cycle, then if we're having a bad day, it's very difficult to make plans and often our social life can suffer. We may then feel that we are letting people down or have to turn down invitations because we never know how bad we will feel. Our social lives can shrink. Some of us then worry or feel guilty that we can't do what we expect we should be able to do. For example, look after the children or look after the grandchildren as well as we should. And this worry can then make our pains even worse. Learning about pacing and understanding how to pace our activities can help us improve the bad days and can help us function much better overall. Most people with arthritis know that exercise is good for the joints, and so they start an exercise program. Many people then find they have to give up because they find at first that their pain gets worse and they believe that exercise is somehow damaging the joints. What is actually happening here is that they're just doing too much too soon. We would all like to be able to exercise as much as we could when we were much younger, but it's important to be realistic and to know that that is not likely to be possible or even sensible. When thinking about swimming, for example, the time taken to get to and from the pool, plus to get undressed and dressed again, also counts as exercise time and has to be taken into account when working out how many lengths we can swim. The key with exercise is to start very slowly with very low goals that you can achieve easily. For example, if you think you can easily swim 10 lengths without pain, but that 20 lengths would cause you considerable problems afterwards, set your starting goal at 11 or 12 lengths and build up very slowly. If we set goals that are too high, we are bound to fail and we will then get disheartened. Whereas if we set realistic goals that we can achieve, we will succeed and we can build on this success. If we have a long job to do, pacing involves dividing this activity into chunks. For example, if we have a lawn that will take 2 hours to mow, it's a good idea to divide this job into smaller sections. Say 20 minutes mowing, maybe 20 minutes doing something different. This allows our joints and muscles to recover in another position and we will have less pain afterwards. Similarly, if you have an enormous pile of ironing to do, try doing 1 or 2 items at a time, followed by a stretch or another type of activity or a rest. It's vital that we don't try to push ourselves too hard with one repetitive activity for too long, or our pain may get worse. If you struggle with housework, try hoovering 1 room at a time, or do the upstairs and downstairs on different days. Effective pacing also involves learning how to do slightly less than we would like to do when we're having a good day. This is one of the most important but hardest pain management strategies to learn, but it is well worth the effort. If you would like more help with pacing your activities, an occupational therapist, who is usually based in your local hospital, will be able to advise you further.